Dijonae Gordon, and welcome back to my educational channel.
All right, all right, all right, all right. Good afternoon, everyone. And of course, if you are seeing me for the first time, I am Debra-kaye. I'm Dijonae's mother, and of course, I'm sitting with you on Maths Power. All right. Today, what we're going to be looking at is that we're going to be looking at division, and of course, we're going to be dividing decimals by whole numbers. All right. So if you are hearing me, you can type in the chat. You can type the word education if you are hearing what I am saying, okay? If you're hearing what I'm saying, you can type the word education in the chat. All right? So we are not going to waste any time. We're not going to waste any time. We are going to go straight ahead, and of course, we are going to start working the problem. All right, so the first problem we have here, this problem we have, and of course it is 8 all right, so that's the first problem we have that we're going to go ahead and work. So the first problem is 83.6 divided by 3. Of course, 83.6 is a decimal number, and of course, we are going to be divided by our whole number, and the whole number that we're going to be using is numeral 3. All right, let's go right ahead. We're not going to waste any time. We're going to go right. All right, so let's go ahead and do it together. All right, so in this case, we have to set the problem out first. That's the first step. All right, so 83.6 is known as our dividend. It is known as our dividend, and of course, numeral 3 in this case is known as our divisor. All right, so let's set the problem out. So 83.6, we're going to leave it right there. And of course, we are going to ensure that we work it right down. Okay? That's the first one. So remember I said this is your dividend, D-I-V-I-D-E-N-D. And of course, we put numeral 3 right here. It is known as our divisor. All right, so we are going to go right ahead, and of course, we are going to work this problem out to find the quotient. Right? Let's do the first thing. When we are doing multiplication, there are some steps that we must follow. The first thing we are going to do is that we're going to divide. We're going to divide first. Then we're going to multiply. Then we're going to subtract. We're going to bring down, and we're going to start the process all over. All right? And of course, we're going to repeat. So let's go right ahead and start. Look at the problem. I'm giving you 2 minutes to look at the problem. Look carefully at the problem. I'm giving you 2 minutes to look at the problem. All right, so first thing first, look at this. First, you're going to say to yourself, how many groups of threes can you get from 8? And of course, how many groups of threes? We can only get 2 groups of threes from 8. And of course, 3 multiplied by 2, 3 multiplied by 2, and of course, that is going to be what? 6. Look where I put my 6, and of course, I put my 6 in the 10th column, of course, and of course, I'm going to take away now. You have 8 things and you give away 6, you are left with how much? You are left with 2. You're going to ask yourself, can I get a group of 3 from 2? You can't because 2 is smaller than 3. So the next step is to bring down. So we're going to bring down numeral 3. We're going to bring down numeral 3. And we're going to put it right beside this 2. And it is going to become 23. Now we have 23. You're going to go to your 3 times table and you are going to ask yourself, how many groups of 3s can you get from 23? And of course, you can get 7 groups. You can get 7 groups of 3s. The next thing you are going to do is that you're going to multiply. 3 multiplied by 7, you get 21. We are going to work it out. Look carefully at this problem. We're going to take away now. 1 from 3, you are left with 2. You have 2 things and you give away, you are left with 0. So we still have 2 down here. Can we get a group of 3 from 2? We can't. We can't. And of course, I am going to write up my decimal place. And then the next thing that I am going to do, because we're now at the decimal number, we are going to carry down this 6. Let me use a color marker so you can see clearly. We are going to carry down this 6 that we have right here. And it's going to come right beside this one. Now we have 26. We have 26. So now you are going to ask yourself, how many groups of 3s can you get from 26? All right, and of course, we can get how many groups of 3s? We can get 8 groups of 3s. All right, I'm going to put my hands up here. The next thing we're going to do is that we're going to multiply. 3 multiplied by 8. And of course, if we say 8 multiplied by 3, we'll still get the same answer. And of course, 3 multiplied by 8, you have 24. And I'm writing my 24. I hope you can see. I hope you can see my 24. All right? The next thing we're going to do is to take away. You have 6 things and you give away 4, you are left with 2. You have 2 things and you give away 2, you are left with 0. So we still have a 2 right here. Because we are doing decimal numbers, what we're going to do here is that we're just going to keep adding 0 until we are finished, right? So I'm going to add a 0 right here. Remember, we're doing decimal numbers now. So how many groups of 3s can you get from 20? How many groups of 3s can you get from 20? And of course, we can get 6 groups of 3s, and 3 multiplied by 6. 3 multiplied by 6. You're going to get 18. So we are now going to take 18 from 20, and of course, look at it. I'm keeping it simple for you. You have 2 groups of 10, you take away 1 group of 10, you are left with 1 group of 10, and of course, I'm going to add that group of 10 to this 0, so you have 0 plus 10 gives you 10, and now you have 8 take away, that we're going to take away from 10 right here, and of course, we're still going to left with 2, and we have 1 thing, and we give away 1, we're left with 0. All right, look carefully. We still have 2 down here, so you know what is going to happen. This is the process. We're going to keep on repeating the process. And of course, we are going to end up with some more 6. And of course, we would have to just round off this one, okay? If we just want to leave it as a decimal number. So, of course, we're going to, if you want me to try it again for you to see, it's going to be like this. Let me show you. So I'm still going to add an x0. And I'm going to say, how many groups of 3s can you get from 20? Of course, we're going to get 6 groups. And 3 multiplied by 6, we have 18. Take away again. And of course, we're still going to end up with the same thing right here, which is numeral 2. And of course, we have a 0 right there. I hope you are seeing what I'm showing you. All right, so I'm going to give you some time to look at what I have right there on the board for you to see it. All right? So for all the wonderful persons that are here viewing, thank you for coming on in. And of course, mega welcome to all of you. Mega welcome to all of you. All right? And of course, I have in the chat, I have more of me lifestyle. Welcome, more of me. We also have more of me said, I'm just watching a video about long division decimal. And of course, it's so hard. No more of me, it's not hard. And of course, we have Ariana saying hello. Hello, Ariana. Welcome on in. We also have Abriana saying hi. Tallman TV saying blessings. And of course, Ariana Lee saying hi as well. All right, it's not hard. We also have the Dennis Way. Mega welcome to you, the Dennis Way. Thank you all for coming on in. And of course, it is not hard. I am going to work a simpler one so you can see the steps in which I take to get this done. All right, so I'm just giving you some minutes to look to see what is it that I have been doing. All right, it's not hard, it's not hard. So just look at what I have there. I'm going to show you that it is very easy, more of me. All right, so let's do another problem. All right, let's do another problem. All right, so look at this one now. We have 86 points. We have 86.7. We have 86.7. And of course, we are going to be dividing by 2. So look at this one. This one is very easy. We're working it step by step. Remember now, although we are doing decimal numbers, it is the same format that you would use as those of regular division. If you know your step, it should be very easy. All right? So let's work this one. All right, look at me now. Look at me and look at me carefully. So first, you have to do what is right, which is to set the problem out. And I'm going to go right ahead and set the problem out. 86.7 is known as your dividend, And of course, 2 is known as your divisor. All right? So that's the first thing. So the first thing you are going to say, how many groups of 2s can you get from 8? You can get 4 groups of 2s. So that's the first thing you did, which was to divide. Then you are going to multiply, which is 8. 4 multiplied by 2 or 2 multiplied by 4. And of course, you are going to get 8. You are now going to draw your line and take away. That's the next step. 8 from 8, you are left with 0. And of course, we also have 6 next in line. We have 6 next in line, and because we have 6 next in line, this is the next thing we are going to do. All right? Look at me carefully. We are going to bring down this 6. So now we are going to say, how many groups of 2s can you get from 6? So now you can only get 3 groups of 2s. All right, so look where I'm putting my 3. All right, so now we just divide, so we're going to be multiplying next. So 2 multiplied by 3, of course, that is 6. Look where I am putting my 6. I put it right here. So now I'm going to take away that the next step. You have 6 something and you give away all 6 of it, you are left with 0. You are left with 0. All right? The next thing we are going to do now is to look what is next. Because it is a process, you know, step by step. We have our decimal number, which is next. So I'm going to be putting my decimal number right above. The decimal number that is in my dividend. All right, let me label it. So you see D-I-V-I-D-E-N-D. All right, that's your dividend. So I'm going to show you how easy it is to work this today. All right, so now, remember now, 2 is your divisor, D-I-V-I-S-O-R. All right, so now we just finished writing our decimal place. So the next thing you are going to do is to bring down again. So you are going to bring down this 7. I hope you are seeing what I'm doing. So now you are going to say to yourself, how many groups of 2s can you get from 7? And of course, that is 3 groups. Look where I'm putting my 3. So the next thing is to multiply. 2 multiplied by 3, of course, that is 6. Take away again, that's the next step. All right? And you have 1 left. Look at this now. This is how you left it in a regular long division. But because we are doing decimal number, we are going to add a 0 right here, and we're going to continue. All right? So now we are going to say how many groups of 2s can we get from 10? And of course, we have 5 groups of 2s. And now we are going to multiply. 2 multiplied by 5 equals 10. And you are going to take away now, and you are going to left with 0. You are going to left with 0. Look carefully at this now. When we are doing division, because this problem is finished. We're finished working this problem, but how do we know if this problem is correct? That is what we need to find out, if this problem is correct. There is a way how we can go about checking to see if our problem is correct. And of course, this is your quotient. And this is QU. We're writing the quotient, and that is QUOTIENT. That is your quotient. All right? So this is the long division problem that we have been working. It is finished. It is complete. All right? But now we're going to do a check. We are going to check to see if it is correct. So we're going to be doing multiplication to check. We're going to prove our answer. So I'm going to write PROVE. We are going to prove our answer. ANSWER. All right, so look at this now. So we're going to be doing some multiplication right here. We're just going to plug in to see. So now I'm going to take my quotient, which is 43.35. And after the decimal place, we don't say 35. So let me do it properly. So this is 43.35. All right? And now we're going to multiply. We're going to multiply by 2. And 2 is our whole number. When we are multiplying decimal numbers, this is the first thing that you should do. I hope you are seeing the board clearly. This is the first thing you are to do. You are to check to see how many digits you have after your decimal place. That's the first thing you are going to do. And of course, we have 1, 2. We have 2 digits after your decimal place. So I'm going to put my decimal place down, and I'm going to put 2 dots, 1, 2, so that my digits can line up in rows and columns, right? Look at this. So now I'm going to say 5 multiplied by 2 is 10. And of course, 10 is a 2-digit number. What I'm going to be doing is that I'm going to put down the digit that is in the ones place. And I'm going to put my first digit over here, where I put my dot at the hundredths place. And I'm going to carry my 1 over to my 10th place. All right? So now I'm going to say 3 multiplied by 2 would give us 6, plus this one that we carry. 6 plus 1 is 7. I put down all my 7 because 7 is a 1-digit number. The next thing I am going to do, I am going to come now and say 3 multiplied by 2, and of course that is 6. Put down all my 6, it is a 1-digit number. Then I am going to go ahead and say 4 multiplied by 2, and of course that is 8. I put all my 8 down. So in this case, look carefully. 86.70 is known as your product. PRODUCT. And of course, your product in multiplication is the same thing as your answer. It is the same thing as your answer. So look carefully at what I'm showing you. Your product, when you do the multiplication to check if your answer is correct, your product must be the same thing as your dividend. And this is why we know our answer is correct. And of course, look, 86.7 is the same thing as 86.70. There is a 0 at the end, which is just a placeholder. If we had a next digit after, such as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then we know that the 0 here would have some value, right? But right there, it is the same thing as our dividend. So our quotient for this long division is correct. I'm giving you 2 minutes to check to see what we have been doing. All right, so let me check the chat to see what's going on. And of course, we have with us the Dennis Way, and the Dennis Way said, hello everyone in the chat. And of course, the Dennis Way said, hello us. And Ariana also said, how are you? Ariana, I am fine, thank you. And of course, Robinson also said, how are you? I am fine, thank you as well. Also, more of me said, I never had tried this before. And of course, Ariana said, me too. So Ariana, this is more like for the upper schools, so not for grade 3 and below. Okay, Ariana? Because grade 4 students doing this right now. So I'm just showing you something. And of course, we're having every breeze right where we are. And of course, thank you so very much to the Dennis Way for blessing Dijonae Educational Channel with a super sticker. Thank you so very much, the Dennis Way. May God continue to bless you in every way. May your house and storage never go empty. All right, and of course, Dennis Way say, I really love what you are doing, host. Thank you so very much, the Dennis Way. The Dennis Way said they really like what is going on. All right. Thank you so very much, the Dennis Way, for the super sticker. And of course, you know, Dijonae is home. She's home. And more of me is saying, more of me is also saying, thank you, host. This is easy. Aww. And of course, more of me now said, this is easy. All right. More of me, I am super happy that you are getting it, okay? That is what I like. I like the fact that you are getting it. And it is easy for you. All right, so what I'm gonna be doing, I think I need to bring this a little back so you can actually see the board a little more. Yeah, I think I need to bring it down a little so you can see exactly what is going on. All right, I'm gonna pull these things. All right, very good. I think it's okay now. You can actually see what's going on. All right. So, yeah, let's continue with what we have been doing. Let's continue with what we have been doing. All right. So I'm just trying to get some extra space so you can see the board much better. All right, trying to fix this. All right, I think it's perfect now. You can see all the division that I have been working. All right, for all the wonderful persons that are in the chat, thank you so very much for coming on in. And of course, we are in 1 hour and we are doing long division. All right, so let me just quickly erase. Let me just quickly erase so you can see what I have been doing. We're having heavy breeze where we are. All right, so we're going to be taking another question. We're going to be taking another question. All right, I think I should use that and not erase it. All right, I started erasing it, but I finished it. All right, so let's take another one. All right, so the wrap about this is we're putting our answers. All right, so of course I'm going to be working this long division. All right, so here we have 4, and of course, we have 46.9 divided by 2. All right, we're taking it simple. We're taking it simple. And of course, 46.9 is known as our. 46.9 is known as our. Tell me, if you can type it in the chat to tell me, it is known as our dividend. And of course, 2 is known as our divisor. First, remember, we're going to divide, multiply, take away, bring down, and then we are going to start all over. All right? Great going, guys. Great going. Let me know if you are seeing the board clearly. Let me know if you are seeing the board clearly. Are you seeing the board clearly? Let me know, please. All right, so now we are going to say how many groups of 2s, how many groups of 2s can we get from 4? How many groups of 2s can we get from 4? And of course, we can only get 2 groups of 2. 2 multiplied by 2, we have 4. And of course, we're going to take away next. And 4 from 4, we're left with 0. The next step is to carry down the next digit, that is in 9. And of course, that is the 6 that is in the 1 place. That is the 6 that is in the 1 place. And of course, I am going to ensure that I carry it right down. Now you are going to say to yourself, how many groups of 2s? How many groups of 2s can you get from 6? How many groups of 2s can you get from 6? And of course, that's 3 groups of 2s. And of course, look carefully at what we are doing. We're going to multiply next 3 by 2, and of course, that is 6. Take away again. And of course, you are left with 0. You are left with 0. And of course, if you are seeing the board clearly, please let me know. If you are seeing the board clearly, please let me know. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is to put our decimal right here above the decimal that is in our dividend, and then we are going to bring the 9 down. We're going to bring the 9 down. All right. Then we are going to say how many groups of 2s can we get from 9? Of course, that is 4. And of course, 2 multiplied by 4, or 4 multiplied by 2, we're going to get 8. We're going to take away again. And of course, you have 19 and you give away 8, you are left with 1. You are left with 1. And of course, look carefully. We have 1 down here. Remember, we are doing decimal numbers. And of course, we are just going to add a 0 right here and continue until we have no remainder. How many groups of 2s can we get from 10? And of course, we can only get how much? 5 groups of 2s we can get from 10, and 2 multiplied by 5, or 5 multiplied by 2, we have 10. Draw your line and take away 10 from 10, you are left with 0. All right, so now we are going to check. We are going to prove to see if our answers are correct. All right, so let's do it together. Let's do it together. All right. Look at your division first. Look at the division that you have first. And of course, we have Miss Yard's food, and she is saying thumbs up done. Thank you, Miss Yard's food, for coming on over. And of course, Miss Yard's food is saying hello to the dedicated. Thank you for being here, Miss Yard's food. Thank you for being here. And for all the other persons that are here in the chat, I hope you are seeing the board clearly. All right? So just take a few minutes to look at this problem that we just did. Just take a few minutes to look at it. And of course, we're going to prove to see if our answer is correct. This is how we prove to see if our answer is correct. All right, so we're going to set it up now. We're going to take our quotient. And of course, the quotient right here is That's your quotient. And of course, right here is your dividend. And of course, this too is known as your divisor. So look carefully, look carefully. All right, so now I'm going to take my quotient, which is 23.45, and we're going to multiply by 2. All right, remember now the first thing you are to do is to write your decimal points down, and then the next thing you are going to do is that you're going to check to see how many digits are after your decimal place. And of course, we have 1, 2 digits that are after our decimal place. So I'm going to put 2 dots right here, as we want to have straight columns and of course straight rows. All right, so everything lined up in the correct order. All right, so now we're going to say 2 multiplied by 5, or 5 multiplied by 2 is 10, of course. 10 is a 2-digit number. We are going to put down the 0. And of course, the 0 is going to come in the 100th place. And of course, we're going to carry the 1 over to the 10th place. 2 multiplied by 4 or 4 multiplied by 2, you are going to get 8. Plus this one that we carry, we're going to have 9. All right, 9 is a 1-digit number, so we put down all of our 9. The next thing we are going to do is to continue. We are going to continue. Of course, we are going to continue. All right, this is it now. Now we are going to say 3 multiplied by 2 or 3 multiplied by 3. We are going to get 6, 1-digit number here again. And of course, we are going to write it all down. All right? Then the next thing we are going to do is to say 2 multiplied by 2, and of course that is 4. Check to see if your answer is correct. Check to see if your answer is correct. All right? So here is your answer. You can check to see if it is correct. Here we have 46.90. 46.90 is the same thing as 46.9. Remember, I tell you that this 0 right here, it is just what? A placeholder. It is the same answer. So right here we have our product, PRODUCT. That's your product. All right? Great going, guys. Great going. All right, so that is your answer. So right here, our product is the same thing as our dividend. So we know that our quotient is correct. All right, great going. So I'm giving you some minutes to check to see if your answer that you have in your books, if they are correct. Great going. And of course, we also have with us Nisha James TV, and blessings to you, Miss Nisha. Auntie Nisha, Sister Nisha, blessings to you, my darling. And she said, blessing and love to you, Sister Deborah. Work, stay away. Understand this? And she's also saying greetings to everyone in the chat. All right, mega welcome to you, sis. And of course, mega love, share out to all the wonderful persons that are here with us in the chat. And of course, we are in math hour. We are doing division, and of course, it is the same thing as doing a regular long division. Of course, it's just that we have added a decimal number in it. And of course, we have to know where to put the decimal number in order for our quotient to be correct. So we are dividing decimals by whole numbers. All right, so I'm just going to step out of the way and give you some time to look at this problem that we just worked together. All right, and of course, it's a lot of our time Nisha is saying, is everyone back to school now? No, everyone is not back to school as yet. Everyone is not back to school as yet. I'm wondering if you guys are seeing the board clearly enough, because I think the lighting, based on where I set it up, I'm not sure if you guys are seeing the board. More of me said, thank you for your help, Sister Deborah. You're most welcome, more of me. I hope you understand how to get it done now. I hope you understand how to get it done now. Let me know if you are seeing the board clearly. All right. All right. Thank you so very much, Sister Nina. All right. BRB. Dijonae, love to hear that, BRB. And of course, guys, we're going to erase that one. And of course, we're going to take a few more. We're going to take a few more. I am super excited. All right. I am just trying to, I realize that this kind of poses a little problem for persons, so I decided that I'm going to be doing a few. I'm going to be just doing a few so you guys can see. All right, so let's take another problem. All right, let me erase this one. All right, so let's take another problem here. All right, so of course we have this is the problem that we're going to be working. The problem is 4.55 divided by 5. Of course, we are going to set out the problem. That's the first thing we have to set the problem out. And 4.55 is known as our dividend. And of course, we don't know what the quotient is. And that is what we're going to work now. That is what we're going to work now. All right? And of course, our divisor is 5. That's our divisor. So let's go ahead and of course, let's work the problem together. All right? Look carefully at what we are doing. First, ask yourself, how many groups of 5 can you get from 4? You know, first thing, can you get a group of 5 from it? No, right? 4 is smaller than 5, and of course, we're going to put a 0 right here to say, oh, no, we can't. And then the next thing we are going to do, what we're going to do right here, we are now going to put, there's 2 ways in which we can do it, right? We're now going to put a decimal place right here because we could not use this 4. So what we're going to do is just to put 0 to say no, we can't. The next thing that is in 9 is the decimal place. We're going to put it right back. Then what we're going to do, we're going to take these 2 digits and we're going to put them together. And now we're going to get 45. We're going to get 45. And of course, this is what we do. We would say, how many groups of 5 can you get from 45? How many groups of 5 can you get from 45? And of course, that's 9 groups. So now you are going to multiply because we just did that. So we multiply next. 5 multiplied by 9. 5 multiplied by 9, we have 45. And of course, we are going to take away now. So we have 5 things that we give away 5. We have 0 left. We have 4 things and we give away 4. This 4, I take away this 4 from it to have 0. So the next thing we're going to do now is just to bring down. Alright, so bringing down this 5. And of course, now you are going to ask yourself, how many groups of 5 can you get from 5? And of course, that is 1 group. So now 5 multiplied by 1 is 5. Take away again. That means you give out 5 from 0 to the rest. Alright? So right here, this problem is complete. So your answer, same thing as your quotient, is 0.91. And of course, to check to see if your answer is correct, this is what we are going to do. We're going to check right down here. All right, look now, I'm going to be putting in my quotient, and I'm going to multiply my quotient by my divisor to see if I get back my dividend. If I don't get back my dividend, it simply means my quotient is correct. It's not correct, right? It is incorrect. All right, so let's see. Now I'm going to take my 0.91 and I'm going to multiply by 5. All right? So look carefully at this. Look carefully at this. So now I'm going to say 1 multiplied by 5. But before I do that, I'm going to check to see how many decimal places I have after, how many decimal places I have after my decimal place. All right? So this is the first thing we are going to do. We have 2 decimal places. 1, 2. I put 2 dots. Why I put 2 dots? It's for me to see that I have 2 decimal places. And I want my columns to flow, right? I like when there are columns, you can see everything that is going on. All right? And that's how it should set up, though. That's how you should set it up. And of course, 5 multiplied by 1 or 1 multiplied by 5, you're going to get 5. So that's where you put your 5. You should put it right exactly under your, what column is this? Your 100th column. And of course, 5 multiplied by 9, of course, that is 45. 45 is a 2-digit number. So you put down the digit that is in the 1's place. I put down my 5 right here. And I'm going to carry my 4 over to my 1's place. All right? So the next thing is that you're going to say 5 multiplied by 0 or 0 multiplied by 5. The same answer you're going to get. Either way you multiply. And of course, 0 multiplied by 5 is 0. But then we carry a 4 over. So then 4 plus 0, you have 4. So check to see if your product, and of course, check to see if your dividend, if they are the same. If they are the same, then that is telling us that our quotient is correct. All right? So if it is correct, then we are doing great so far. And of course, it is correct. So that is showing you that our answer is correct. Great going, guys. Great going. All right, great going. All right, so I'm giving you some minutes. I'm giving you some minutes to check to see if your answer, if they are correct, that you have matched them with mine, and let me know. You can send me a message in the chat for me to know what's going on. All right. So we're going to be erasing this one and taking the next problem, okay? So I'm giving you a few minutes to look at this. Then we're going to erase it. All right, so we're going to be taking another problem. So I'm going to erase this one. We're going to erase this one. All right? All right, so we're going to take another problem quickly. The next problem we're going to take is this problem. We have 90.36, and of course what we're doing, we're dividing by 6. So in that problem that we have right there, 6 is your divisor, 90.36 is known as your dividend. It's known as your dividend. So look carefully at the problem that you have. The next thing you are going to do is that you're going to start working the problem. So before we start working the problem, what you need to look to see is that it is like regular division. You have to divide first, then multiply, then take away, then carry down, and then start the process all over. Not hard at all. It's not hard. It's very easy. All right? It is very easy. So look what we're going to do now. How many groups of 6 can you get from 9? And of course, that's one group. We can only get one group of 6 from 9. And because we can only get one group of 6 from 9, that is what our answer is going to look like so far. Then we are going to multiply 6 by 1 or 1 by 6. You're going to end up with 6. Draw your line, and of course, you are going to take away. That's the first thing you are going to do. You are going to take away. The next thing you are going to do is that you are going to take away 6 from 9, and of course, you are going to do it 3. Can you get a group of 6 from 3? No, because 3 is smaller than 6. So the next thing you are going to do is that you are going to bring up this here. And now we are going to end up with 30. It is now going to be 30. How many groups of 6 can you get from 30? And of course, we can only get 5 groups. 5 multiplied by 6 is going to give you 30. Just multiply. Now we are going to take away. The next thing is that we are going to take away. So now 0 and you give away 0, you're left with 0. 3 and you give away 3, you are left with 0. Alright? So the next thing you are going to do is that you are going to write your decimal place, because that is the next thing in line. The next thing you are going to do is that you're going to bring down the next digit. And that is numeral 3. Can you get a group of 6 from 3? No, we can't. And going to do right here is that we are going to write a 0 right here to say no, we can't. So now we are going to bring down the next digit that is in line. Look carefully. And that is now 6. And look where I bring it down and put it. I put it right beside this numeral 3. And of course, look what I did. It becomes 36. It becomes 36. All right? Now look to see what is it that I'm doing. It becomes 36. Now you are going to say to yourself, now, how many groups of 6 can you get from 36? How many groups of 6 can you get from 36? And of course, 6 groups of 6. And of course, 6 multiplied by 6 going to give you 36. Draw your line and of course, take away. 6 and you give away 6, you are left with 0. 3 and you give away 3, you are left with 0. I hope you are looking to see what I am doing. So the next thing you are going to do is that you're going to look to see if you have any more digits in your dividend. No, we don't have any more. Do we have a remainder? 0 remainder. So therefore, our quotient, which is the same thing as our answer, is 50.06. And of course, now I'm going to step away and give you some time to look to see what's going on. And of course, you can match it with your answer so that I can know if you are correct. Or you can tell me if I'm going good so far. And of course, let us check to see if our quotient is correct. How do we do that? We are going to multiply our quotient by our divisor. And if we get back our dividend, it simply means that our quotient is correct. So we're going to take 15.06 and we're going to multiply it by 6, of course. And we're going to check to see if our product is correct. All right, the first thing you are going to do is to check to see how many digits you have after your decimal place. And of course, we have 2 digits, 1, 2. Put my decimal place down and make it bright so you can all see. And of course, I put 2 on dots so that I can know that there are only 2 digits that should fall after my decimal place. Everything else should fall in front. All right? So let's go ahead and let's do the problem together. And of course, in the chat, I can see more of me saying I understand. I have Dad saying good job. We have Denisha saying hi everyone. And of course, Denisha is saying good job so far. All right. I like how you are understanding what's going on. So welcome to all the persons that are listening, for all the persons who are viewing, and for all the persons who will come and this replay. We are simply doing the division, and of course, we're dividing decimal numbers by whole numbers. All right, so 6 multiplied by 6 now is 36. Remember now, 36 is a 2-digit number. You put down one of the digits, and the digit that is in the 1st place, which is 6. So I put my 6 right over in my 100th column. I'm going to carry my 3 over to my 10th column. And of course, I am now going to multiply 0 by 6. And of course, any number you multiply by 0, you are going to get 0. So 0 plus 3, of course, you are going to get 3. And of course, 6 multiplied by 5, or 5 multiplied by 6, you're going to get 30. 30 is also a 2-digit number. And of course, I'm going to put down my 0, and I'm going to carry my 3 over over to my tens place. Over my tens place. Alright? So now I'm going to say 6 multiplied by 1 or 1 multiplied by 6. Alright? And of course that is 6 plus 3, you have 9. Alright, so now check to see if your product is the same thing as your dividend. And if they are the same, so the product is 90.36 and the dividend is 90.36. And of course, they are the same. And because they are the same, it is telling us that our quotient, which is 50.06, is correct. All right? So I'm just gonna give you some time to look to see what we did so far. All right? So of course, guys, thank you so very much for tuning in to Maths Hour. And of course, we are just doing some give back right here. We're just doing some give back right here. If you are understanding, if maths is getting so easy for you right now, you can just start the word education in the chat so that we know that you are getting it. If you are understanding what is going on so far, feel free to type the word education in the chat. I'm just connecting the power to this device so that it don't turn off on us. All right. Thank you so very much, guys, for tuning in to Maths Hour. And of course, more of me say education. And of course, that's more of me. So that is telling me that more of me is understanding what's going on so far. And of course, more of me. Thank you for replying. All right. So more of me, is it getting more easier to you? Denisha, is it getting more easier to you? Let me know. All right. So we're doing decimal numbers. And I have Kevin here with me. And of course, he is having fun. All right. So guys, let's do it right. Let us do it right. All right. So I'm going to take this one off and we're going to work another one. I'm going to take this one off and of course we are going to work another problem together. All right. All right, guys, let's take another problem. All right. So what we're going to be working now is that we're going to work this problem. We have let me put it right here. Let me put it right there so that you will see. So that you will see much better. And of course, we're dividing by 3. All right, so right here we have 61.2. And of course, we're dividing by 3. 61.2, we're dividing by 3. What is the first thing we are going to do? We're going to divide Then multiply, then take away, carry down, and start all over. If we root 2. All right? So first, we're going to write our dividend, which is 6 to 1.2. And of course, we're going to write our divisor, which is 3. What is the first thing we are going to do? How many groups of 3 can we get from 6? We can only get 2 groups. We can only get 2 groups. Alright? So now we're going to multiply how we just divide. 3 multiplied by 2 or 2 multiplied by 3. Of course, we're going to get 6. Draw your line and of course take away. You have 6 things and you give away 6. You have 0 left. Then the next thing you are going to do is that you are going to carry down the digit that is in the ones place, and that is 1. Now you are going to say to yourself, can I get a group of 3 from 1? No, we can't, because 1 is smaller than 3. All right? So I'm going to put a 0 right here to say, no, we can't. Then the next thing we are going to do is to look to see what is next. What do we have next? We have our decimal place, and what we're going to do is to put it right here in our quotient. All right? Then the next thing we are going to do is to bring down the next digit that is in line, and that is the 2. And of course, it is in the 10th place. All right? We're going to bring it right down. And of course, it's going to come right here. I'm going to put these 2 digits together. Of course, now we have 12. How many groups of 3s can we get from 12? How many groups of 3s can we get from 12? That's the first thing you are to ask yourself. And of course, we can only get what? 4. We can only get 4 groups. All right, and of course, I'm going to write my 4 right there. Now we're going to multiply 3 multiplied by 4, or 4 multiplied by 3. We have 12. And of course, we're going to take away. And of course, you have 2 things you give away, 2 you have 0 left. You have 1 thing you give away, 1 you have 0 left. And of course, do we have a next digit in our dividend? No, we don't. So this is what our quotient is going to be. 12.4 is your quotient. Same thing we call our answer. All right? But why we call it a quotient? Remember now, even in division, the different parts of division has names, right? All right? So your answer is the same thing as your quotient, and of course your dividend is the amount that you're sharing. All right? The amount that you're sharing. And of course, our divisor tells you how many things or how many persons you are going to be sharing with. All right? So we're sharing with 3 persons right here. All right? And each person will receive 20.4. All right? If it was sweeties, if you had 61.2 sweeties, you are dividing it by 3 persons, and of course, what each person will receive is that each person will receive 20.4. All right? And of course, great going, guys. Let's check to see if we are correct. And of course, I see Denisha sending up some answers right there in the chat. And of course, more of me is sending the procedure. And of course, I love what I'm seeing right there in the chat. Great going, guys. Great going. You guys are fantastic. You're doing a great job. And math is the reason math is the reason I love school. And of course, that is Denisha. Denisha said the reason why she loves school is math. So Denisha, I'm happy that you love math. Math is good. It's easy. All right. Great going, guys. And of course, let's do another problem together. But before we do another problem, let's check to see if our answer is correct now. which is 20.4. I'm going to multiply by 3, of course. And of course, let's check for our product. So 3 multiplied by 4, or 4 multiplied by 3 is 12. But remember, the first thing that we have to do is go, we put on our decimal place, then we check to see how many digits we have after our decimal place, and we only have 1 digit after our decimal place. Alright? And of course, let's work this together. So 3 multiplied by 4, or 4 multiplied by 3, we have 12. 12 is a 2-digit number. We're going to put the 2 down, and we're going to carry our 1 over to our 1's place. Then we are going to say 3 multiplied by 0, or 0 multiplied by 3. You are going to get 0. Any number you multiply by 0, you will get 0. Alright, but we have 0 plus 1 is 1. And of course, 3 multiplied by 2, or 2 multiplied by 3, you will still get 6. Alright, so let's try to see this. Our product is 61.2. And let's see if it is the same thing we have here in our dividend. And of course, the 61.2. So that is telling us that, of course, our quotient for this problem is correct. All right. So guys, let me step away and let me see if you got that right. You can send me the word education in the chat. Let me check the chat to see what's going on. If you got that problem correct. All right. So let me see what's going on so far. And of course, I see Denisha. And Denisha said, you forgot to put remainder. So this one, Denisha, remember, we don't have any remainder right here. We don't have any remainder right here. We have 0 remainder right here. All right, which is the A. All right, and of course, we also have Toughman JA. And we're happy to have you, Toughman JA. Mega welcome to you. Thank you for making it Math Hour on DJG Educational Channel. And of course, we have Denisha, and Denisha said education. So that's it for me. Great going so far. Thank you guys. Thank you so very much. And of course, let me see what's going on. And of course, Toughman is giving us some good vibes. All right, guys, mega welcome to all of you that are on the outside looking on the inside. I am sorry if you are unable to type in the chat. I'm so sorry if you are unable to type in the chat. We appreciate you also and thank you for coming. Denisha said, I got the same answer. Denisha said, I got the same answer. And of course, she made a correction right there where she said answer. All right, guys, great going. I'm happy that you guys are having fun with math. All right, so take a look at that one. I'm going to do another one, and this one may be the last one for this math hour. Let me know if you choose 2 more or just 1 more to end this session. Let me know 1 more or 2 more to end this session. Just let me know, guys. All right, guys, remember, let me know if you just need 1 more or 2 more to end this session. Type it in the chat so I can know what to do. And of course, Anisha said 2 more, okay? So I will work 2 more and then we end this session, okay? All right, guys, thank you for replying. Thank you for replying. And I'm just taking off this one so that we can work another problem. All right? All right, so the next problem we're going to take right now. Denisha said 3 more. I have Denisha saying 3 more. All right, let's work on another one. Of course, we have look at that problem. We have 77.7 divided by 7. All right, so let's work that one. First, we have to do the problem up. So 77.7 is known as your dividend, and of course, 7 is your divisor. All right, so look carefully at this problem. Look carefully at this problem. How many groups of 7 can you get from 7? You only get 1. 7 multiplied by 1 or 1 multiplied by 7 is 7. Draw your line and take away. So 17 and you give away 7, you are left with 0. So the next thing is that you are going to bring down the next digit that is in 9. All right, this is the next digit that you have in 9, which is 7. The next thing you are going to do is that you are going to multiply. You are going to multiply. All right, let's go ahead. How many groups of 7 can you get from 7? So remember, after dividing, you're going to multiply. All right? You have 7 things. How many groups of 7 can you get? Of course, 1. 7 multiplied by 1 or 1 multiplied by 7 is 7. Take away, and of course, you have 0 right there. Next thing, we have our decimal. Write it back. We're going to bring down again. And of course, we're going to bring down numeral 7. And this 7 is 10th place. Then the next thing we're going to do is to divide and multiply and take away. All right? Look again. How many groups of 7 can you get from that 7? Of course, you only can get 1 group of 7. And of course, I'm going to put my 1 right here. The next thing you are going to do is that you are going to do what? Multiply 7 by 1 or 1 by 7. Still get 7. Take away again. And of course, you're going to make 0. Look to see if you have any more digits that is in your dividend. No, we don't have any more. So our quotient is 11.1. Let's check to see if it is correct. 11 points. Let me space them. 11.1. Remember now that's 11.1. And of course, we're multiplying by 7. First, you check to see if your quotient is correct by doing this simple multiplication. So now, put my decimal place down. We have 1 digit after our decimal place. So 7 multiplied by 1 is 7. 7 multiplied by 1 again, I will multiply by 7 is 7. 1 multiplied by 7 is 7. And of course, that is your product. That is your product. Your product is 77.7. So the product and the dividend is the same. So what we're going to simply do is that we are going to leave it right there because that is telling us that our quotient is correct. Remember, guys, we are in math hour. Thank you so very much for joining math hour. And of course, You guys are doing a fantastic job. All right, great going. Remember now, we're going to take one more problem and we're going to end this session for now. All right, thank you so very much for joining in. Thank you so very much for giving your feedback. And of course, thank you so very much for making it the DJG Educational Channel family. All right? So look now, guys, look at it, look at it, look at it. All right? I'm giving you some time to look at what's going on. All right, so we're gonna take one more. We're gonna take one more problem, and that is gonna be it for now. Let's take the last problem, and we're gonna end right there. Remember, if you're just coming on in, we are dividing decimals by whole numbers. All right? I'm going to erase this one. I'm going to erase this one. So look carefully. All right, so let's quickly do this one. Let's quickly do this one. And of course, we have 55 divide 55.1, 55.1. And of course, let's work that one. We're dividing by 5. Settle the problem first thing. 55.1 is known as your dividend, and of course 5 is your divisor. Let us work this problem. How many groups of 5 can we get from 5? We can only get one group. 5 multiplied by 1 or 1 multiplied by 5 or 5. Guys, you have 5 things to give away. 5, you have 0. The next thing you are going to do is that you're going to bring down this 5, and of course, it's going to be 5 right here. How many groups of 5 can you get from this 5 that you just bring down? It's going to be 1 group. The next thing you are going to do is to multiply 5 by 1 and 1 by 5. Take away 5 and you take away 5, you are left with 0. The next thing you are going to do to see what is next in line, and it is our decimal place, so you're going to put it right back. The next thing we are going to do is that we're going to bring down this one. Can we get a group of 5 from 1? No, we can't, because 1 is smaller than 5. So we put a 0 here to say no. The next thing we are going to do is that we are going to put a 0 right here, because remember we're doing decimal numbers. The aim is to get 0 remainder. How many groups of 5 can you get from 10? We can only get 2 groups of 5. 5 multiplied by 2 is 10, and of course I'm going to write my 10 down, draw my line, and I'm going to have 0 right here after taking out 10 from 10. So our quotient is 11.02. And of course, let us check to see if our quotient is correct. How do we check to see if our quotient is correct? We are going to multiply our quotient by our divisor, which is 5. And of course, we are doing some check now. All right? So I'm checking now. 5 multiplied by 2 or 2 multiplied by 5 is 10. So what we do, we put our decimal place down. We have 2 digits after our decimal place. I put my 2 small dots. Of course, I'm going to put down my 0 right there. And of course, because 10 is a 2-digit number, we can't put down all the 10. We put down the 0, which is in the 1 place. Carry the 1 over to our 10th place. And now we are going to multiply 5 by 0 or 0 by 5. And of course, we are going to get 0 plus this one that we carry, 1. Then we're going to have 1 multiplied by 5, 5. And 1 multiplied by 5, of course, that is 5 as well. So, of course, check to see if your product is the same thing as your dividend. And of course, we have a 0 to the end, which is just as a placeholder. And it is correct. 55.1, 0 is the same thing as 55.1. And of course, our answer is correct. And of course, if you're just coming on in on Debra-kaye, thank you for making it Maths Hour on Dijonae Jaynae Educational Channel. And of course, if you're here for the first time, please be reminded that on a Tuesday at 6 o'clock or 6:30, Dijonae would go live where she would normally do vocabulary building sessions where we look at words. And of course, when you look at words, we look at the part of speech for the word to say whether it's a noun or verb, and you know the part of speech. So remember now, one word can have more than one part of speech. All right? And of course, remember we also look at how many syllables are in a word. We use the words to make sentences, and of course, we read them aloud for others to hear. Also, on a Wednesday, we do education game time live, and we start at 6 or 6:30. And a Thursday is Maths Hour, and that starts at 6 or 6:30 as well. So you can join us later at 6:30 for Maths Hour. And of course, on a Friday, we do Read Aloud Friday. And of course, that's where persons are given the opportunity from all over to join our Read Aloud session to show the persons who are watching that we have great readers from all over the world. And of course, we have to read today for a brighter tomorrow. And of course, this happens on Dijonae Educational Channel. So again, I must say thank you all for watching. Thank you for coming on in. And if you are on the replay, you can leave us a comment on the outside for us to know that you were here with us. Thank you again for making it Dijonae's Educational Channel. Until next time, I am Dijonae's mother. I'm signing out. All right, guys. Bye, bye, bye.